they all told me the same thing that my patients tell me. The moment the doctors diagnose your GNE myopathy, they say, go away. There's nothing to be done. Muscular dystrophy, go away, nothing to be done. My patients say the same thing. So I always turn around when I teach my students or when I teach my residents, I say, now, when you see a diabetic patient, when you diagnose diabetes, for example, are you able to cure diabetes? When you diagnose hypertension, are you able to cure hypertension? No. But you tell them, go away. I cannot cure you, go away, go and see somebody else. No. What do? We treat them. So, in other words, there's a difference between cure and treat. In fact, in modern medicine, tell me which disease can be cured. Tuberculosis used to be curable, but it's a problem now. Malaria used to be curable, but it's a problem in many parts of Southeast Asia. Right? So what disease are we talking about? Are we kidding ourselves? Most of what we do is treatment. So if that's the case, is there no treatment for GNE myopathy? There's not some treatment for GNE myopathy. In fact, when I get patients with motor neuron disease, which is another concept, which is people again say, don't, if motor neuron disease, go and die. Don't come and see me anymore. But again, a patient with motor neuron disease will take me 30 minutes to see, because there's so many things to do with this treatment. But a person with maybe a pneumonia comes in with a bit of lung infection, I just give him antibiotics, I tell him what to do, it'll be a 5-minute consult. So actually, the so-called not treatable disease is actually much more challenging. There's lots and lots of things to do. A patient with muscular dystrophy, there's so many things to talk about, from his job, from his house modification, for his physiotherapy. We need people like Dr. Singh to come in and tell us what to do. So by the time the consult is over, it's about 30 minutes to 45 minutes. So I always wonder, why are they saying there's nothing to do? There's so much to do. There's so much treatment to be given. So the word cure has somehow got into the head of doctors. It's kind of ego, I suppose. But actually, to be honest, we're not curing anything. So if you're not curing anything, you're only treating diseases. So why can't we just treat the disease, which is a bit more difficult to get better? So, but it's going to take more effort. But that's the challenge, isn't it? So first thing is therapeutic nihilism. Okay. The second thing is, I always joke about Superman getting a stroke. In Singapore, if Superman gets a stroke, he's in trouble. Because first of all, actually Batman is not so bad, because he's got a helper at home. His name is Alfred. So he's got somebody to help him. But Superman is all on his own, his family is in another planet. So in our non-socialized medicine thing, if you don't have family to support you, you're in trouble. I think it's the same in India, right? Yeah, the state doesn't come in and bring in your welfare resources. So in non-socialized medicine situations, somebody like Superman comes in, he's in trouble. Okay? That's one count. The second count is that the physical therapist, occupational therapist will come in and then will try to work on him. And then when I'm doing the rounds, they'll come and tell, oh, Superman is fine, he's okay, he's on a wheelchair, he can go to the toilet, he's wearing the diapers, and the diapers look just like his uniform anyway. He's wearing his underwear outside anyway, so it doesn't matter. He can just put diapers on and he's fine, he can be sent home or sent to the nursing home. Then I'll tell him, but Superman, what must Superman do? He must fly. So if he can fly, walking is not good enough. Existence is not good enough, because who is he? He's a superhero. We need him. Right? So if you are Superman's doctor, you have failed if you just allow him to go around with pampers, diapers, and he's going around wheelchair, he's walking a bit, but he can't fly. But you can make him fly. What do you need to do? Call Batman. Batman has got bat wings, right? And say, Batman, can you lend your plane to Superman so that he can continue to fly, right? While flying in a bat wing, he can continue to be a superhero, right? So exactly why I get very frustrated when my therapist will come and tell me, oh, let's send the patient home. Then I ask him, did you consider a motorized wheelchair for the person? Because if you have a motorized wheelchair, you're not dependent on somebody to push you around. And if I was disabled, I don't want a helper to push me around everywhere. I want to know where I'm going. I don't want everybody to know where I'm going. I may be going to some places that are very private, right? So I want my mobility. So why can't we give it to him? And then you'll say, oh, so this is what I call under-service, under-management. Not mismanagement, not no management, but under-management. And that is right all around us. That means we manage enough, but not enough. So Superman will be able to walk, but to really manage him properly, he must fly. And if he can fly, please let him fly. Okay. Underrepresented. Okay. This is again, I'm taking from the same paper. I'll just read out to you. Globally, persons with disability face widespread exclusion. They are routinely left out of participating in social, economic, and political activities and processes, including international development policy. So I think you all know, not only are disabled persons excluded from public places, but they are less represented when it comes to societal processes like civil society, the arts, politics. So if you can't go in, for example, if the election booth is not disabled friendly, and you can't go in and influence the vote, influence politics, so then how can you fight for your rights? So is your vote going to be any less than a able-bodied person's vote? So why is it there are many countries where election votes are not handicap friendly? Right? So it's completely unacceptable, right? So underrepresented. I'm just giving an example, but many examples of how they are underrepresented. Underemployed, we all know that. Okay? And for underemployment and education, we cannot rely on default. We cannot just leave it to the patient. We cannot just say, patient, you go and sort it out. We'll just give you education. No. You need deliberate action. Deliberate action. So one of my friends runs this place. Dignity Kitchen. So this is a restaurant fully run by disabled persons. So in other words, he's an engineer by training. So he designs all the processes. You know, whether it is the frying pan, or whether it is the fryer, or whether it is the oven. He converted everything so that whoever he employs, he looks at the person and says, okay, you have this problem. Okay, let's look at what you can do. Okay, and let's fix the machinery or workstation so the whole restaurant is run by disabled person. So just to illustrate that, so I brought some cookies. You know, my mother, again I told you I came from a very traditional background. She says, whenever you have good news, you must give them sweets. So I'm giving you good news about enabling patients. So I'm going to give you sweets. Okay, these are biscuits made by Dignity Kitchen. Patients with various forms of disability. Okay, they have muscular dystrophy, they have cerebral palsy, stroke, you know, all of them are disabled. But the more important thing is they are completely independently running their stalls and making things like this. So I'm going to distribute it out, please help yourself. I just need to apologize to the vegans here because it's got egg in it. So if you are a vegan, you may want to just skip it. So I'm just going to pass it now. It's already open, so you just lift it up. It's actually it's a Singaporean delicacy. It's called pineapple tart. And it's kind of seasonal because this time, as some of you may know, it's Chinese New Year. So Chinese New Year, as you know, a large proportion of Singaporeans are Chinese. So it's a delicacy of this time. So please partake of the good news that I'm giving you by having some sweets. So the point I'm trying to make is, do not allow your disabled persons to, just get on with it. You need to take deliberate action, otherwise you will not be able to overcome the multiple A-Lakshmis that we're talking about just now. Remember, the multiple evils that are coming out. There are so many disadvantages. Unless you take deliberate action like this, you can't solve your problems. Okay? So that's the thing I gave you. So what can we do? What are the steps? First of all, advocacy. I think all of you are familiar with this, right? So don't let yourself be excluded from societal processes, especially when it's with societal processes that determine your own welfare. Okay? So here, this is a graphic example of what the Americans did. Okay, in the 70s and 80s, so that they can come up with the American Disability Act. Okay, so and the principle behind is nothing about us without us. So you need to get involved. We need to get involved. Remember, everyone is disabled at some point or some nature. So we all need to get involved. Okay, and this is like all civil rights movement. It's not going to be easy because just now at the earlier session there was I felt there was a lot of pessimism. You shouldn't be pessimistic. It's not going to be easy. Okay, women's rights. How many years did it take? Black civil rights for African Americans, how many years did it take? And in the context of India, for the underclass and the undercaste, the rights for them, how long did it take? And but people didn't give up. So the same way, like all civil rights movements, we need to fight tenaciously, but more importantly, systematically, so that we can break down and change and enforce legislation. I was talking to Mr. Murali there, he's kindly coming to help me talk about some of the technical aspects of Indian laws. But he says some of the problems is not so much with the laws, but the enforcing of laws. So at this point, we can look at some of the examples. Okay? For example, this is the American Disability Act. It says it prohibits discrimination in employment, public services, public accommodation, and telecommunications. So this is illegal. So the person who discriminates against a disabled person because his office is not wheelchair friendly can be taken to court and can be fined. So this is legislated. So Mr. Murali says India has got laws like that. So it's time for us to bring this out and make sure that everyone knows about it and enforcement is introduced so that a lot of things like the public places like wheelchair friendly pavements, wheelchair friendly buildings and things like that. All this has to change, right? And countries like mine and yours have much more to do than countries like America, where they have gone further downstream. But they have not, they still have got lots of work to do. Why? This is Elizabeth Warren. This is a session at the American Senate just about a month ago. And this whole discussion, you can get this whole discussion on YouTube. She was fighting about, there is an American law that if you are disabled and you are functioning 50% of an able-bodied person, you can be paid 50%. So that means if you are a doctor and you are seeing half the patients and you are disabled, the hospital can pay you 50% of the able person. So if you are already a McDonald's waiter and you are only getting $5 an hour, you can be paid $2.50. So this is the American law since the 1930s. So she brought this up in Senate and is arguing against it. So it's not over in other parts of the world also. So we shouldn't get discouraged. We can work towards improving our situation. We can use other people's example, but we have much more work to do. So summary. So I brought out 7 main points, okay? But I think I would like to summarize it by, this is, as I told you, William is my friend, right? So when I found out about his life story and all that, I was kind of inspired, and one night of inspiration I wrote this. So it kind of summarizes everything I want to say. So if you give me permission, I will read out this poem that I wrote for Mr. William. Enable me. If I can fly, why settle for walking? If I can see the rainbow, why shout me in grey? If I can hear the bird song, why leave me with a lifeless ring? If I can read the Iliad, why give me a picture book? My physician, as you heal my pain away, talk not just about what I can't do, tell me what I can. My glass half empty is also half full. Leave me not disabled when I can be enabled. I have but this life. So yesterday, while I was listening to a lot of you talking about GNE myopathy and all that, as I said, I'm not a muscle expert, I'm mostly a nerve expert. So I was kind of moved by some of the emotional nature of the discussion, especially some of you who feel treatment is slow, must get our act together and things like that. So at that moment, I started thinking, oh my God, I feel so helpless. You know, I feel like I'm sitting like a useless person, sitting there doing nothing, and I can't think of anything else. So at that time, I just penned this down, and something came to me, so I just wrote it down. It's a haiku sort of format, I suppose in deference to Dr. Nishino was here. So I said this myself, I have a deep anxiety. There's much pain all around me. I know not what to do. Okay? So like always, when we know what to do, what do? We ask Mother. Right? And what did she say? I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the water to create many ripples. So I hope I brought in good news, and I hope we will be encouraged to all of us, every one of us, able, disabled, we can do something.
Thank you, Professor Umapathi. Class is open for questions. Running short of time, any questions can